guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. We are back with another favorites video today. So for this one, it's going to be for the months of April and May. I feel like I didn't have enough to talk about for just April, so I thought we could just wait to compile the months. And now we definitely have a lot to talk through, and I'm super excited for this one. So if you're new here, I love to include a little bit of everything in my favorites videos. So we will have beauty items like skincare, hair care, and makeup, but I also like to include things like body care, clothing, around the apartment kind of miscellaneous things. I have books, so hopefully there will be something in this video that you are really excited to test out too. Before we jump into it, if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, or subscribe if you've been around for a while and haven't yet, and give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment below. All of those things really help me out with the YouTube algorithm to make sure that my videos are recommended to others. So thank you so much for doing that. Your support means the world. Instagram and TikTok handle right here. Come follow me on both of those platforms. I have been posting a lot more on Instagram especially, which I wasn't really able to do before while I was still working my corporate job because I was so dang busy. So now that I have more time for that, I'm really excited to be interacting with you guys more over there, posting more daily updates on my stories. And last thing, my Lightroom preset filters for editing Instagram photos are listed in my description box below if you're interested. All right, let's jump into my April and May favorites. All right, let's start off with makeup favorites. So my first makeup favorite is one that immediately just blew me away. If you do follow me on Instagram, then you saw my initial first reaction over there. It is the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation Sunscreen. This has broad spectrum SPF 50 protection. It does have chemical filters in it, so just be mindful of that if you have really sensitive skin, because those types of filters can more easily irritate sensitive skin, but for what it's worth, this does not cause irritation for me whatsoever. It's fragrance and essential oil free, which is great, and it's absolutely beautiful. Incredibly lightweight formulation, gives you really pretty medium but buildable coverage, so if you want full coverage, you can take it there. Gorgeous radiant finish without it being too overly dewy looking or overly greasy. So if you lean oily and those types of formulations end up looking really wet on the skin, you don't have to worry about that with this. I just think it's so pretty. Oh my goodness. I was obsessed the first time that I tried it. So if you are curious, the shade that I have is 45 Golden Vanilla for when I have a self tan. Definitely would need to go much lighter than this for when I'm fair, but just for reference. So I would highly recommend this. I think it's amazing. My next favorite is a cream blush, and if you watched my last cream blush showdown video, then you will recognize this product. It is the Ilia Color Haze Multi-Use Pigment. So this is actually something that you could also use on the lips if you wanted to. It's not just for the cheeks, but I primarily use this as a cream blush for the cheeks, and I love this formulation. It's lightweight, it's whipped, it's moussey, easy to blend into the cheeks. I think the colors that they have are absolutely beautiful. So I actually have two different colors from them. One is called Before Today. Where's the other one? Found it. You guys should see, I mean, you shouldn't because it's embarrassing. My desk in front of me when I film looks like a tornado ran through it. I just have my products everywhere, which is funny because I like to keep things very clean and organized, but I feel like just a chicken with my head cut off on filming days. So anyway, the other shade that I have is called Waking Up. Waking Up is more of a brown-based pink, whereas Before Today is a little bit more of a cool-toned pink with some purple thrown in there, but both are so pretty, wearable, just everyday colors. I love them, and I love the way that they look on the cheeks because they have a very natural finish. They're not overly dewy, so again, if you have skin that leans oily and you often struggle to find a cream blush that doesn't make you look even oilier, you have to try these out. They're amazing, but I still think they would work on all skin types. So if you haven't watched my cream blush showdown video yet, I will list that below. I compare these to a lot of other popular cream blushes. We do like application clips, talk about formulation, and I do a wear test of all of them too, so you can see how they hold up on the cheeks by the end of the day. But these are definitely favorites of mine. Next up is a lip gloss that I showed you guys in my Sephora VIB haul, and this was another that I immediately fell in love with. I cannot believe it took me so long to try this out because I love a good lip gloss, but it is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb. This one specifically is in the cream formulation, so it does have a little bit more pigment to it, and it is in the shade Mauve Wives, which is a really pretty pinky mauve shade that I think is something that is so flattering on so many different skin tones and natural lip colors because it does lean slightly cool. I find that things that are too warm just look a little bit unnatural on a lot of different skin tones. So gorgeous. Formulation is non-sticky, makes the lips look so juicy. I also have the Gloss Bomb original formulation, not in the cream. Where is that? I told you guys I can't find anything around here. So this is in Diamond Milk. It's a sheer shade, but has little tiny reflex of metallic-y glitters throughout it, but doesn't look glittery on the lips. It just gives the lips dimension. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are insanely amazing. I want to buy 700 more. I probably will buy several more after this video. That's how my favorites videos work, by the way, if you're curious. I see comments like, oh my gosh, I can't watch your favorites videos because my wallet hates me. Same. I just buy more of what I already have. It's a problem. My current favorite setting powder is Tatcha's the Silk Setting Powder. This is so gorgeous. I really have been obsessed with it because I feel like all of a sudden recently my makeup is not performing the same way on my skin that it has been for years and years. So certain setting powders that I was always reaching for are starting to make me look a little bit more dry, settling into lines around the eyes more than they used to. Love that for me. So this one has been great because I find that it's very lightweight, it's not drying on the skin, but it does a good job at keeping my skin, I wouldn't say matte because it's not incredibly mattifying, but keeping my oils at bay so that I just have a natural finish to the skin throughout the day, but I'm not looking super greasy, which I can't have either. So really beautiful powder, obviously a little bit pricier than others, but totally worth it for me. Okay, that is it for makeup. Let's move on to hair favorites next. The first of which is the latest launch from Olaplex that I have talked about several times at this point on my channel, but it is the Olaplex No. 8 Bond Intense Moisture Mask. Such an amazing hair mask if you're in need of bond repair plus deep conditioning. It is a very unique formulation because unlike a lot of my other really thick, creamy hair masks, it's lighter weight, so at first it feels like it's not going to condition the hair as well as maybe those other formulations would, but it's actually very concentrated and dense, so a little bit goes a long way, which is going to make this last longer than maybe other hair masks that you do have. Coats the hair very well, leaves the hair very nice and conditioned and shiny, plus you're getting the benefit of that bond repair. So if you want to know more about this in depth, really want to see the formulation in action and hear about how to use it in the best way, I have two videos on this that I will link below. One is just a dedicated review on this product, and the other, which I uploaded more recently, compares this to their No. 3 hair perfector. So listed below if you want more help there. Next is something that I also showed you guys in my Sephora VIB haul. It's the Oribe Gold Lust Nourishing Hair Oil, but I actually had this used on my hair when I got it cut a few months ago, and I was immediately like, okay, I need to buy that oil. It made my hair look so nicely shiny, prevented my hair from getting tangly for days and days, which is very hard to come by for me because my hair is so susceptible to tangles. Wasn't too heavy, didn't weigh down the hair, didn't make my hair look greasy. It's beautiful. Again, one that's definitely pricey, but very worth it for me because the littlest bit will go the longest way. You really don't need much of this. So when I use it, I will just put a few pumps in the palms of my hand, warm that up, and then just kind of lightly finger comb that through my hair. Love to apply it after I curl my hair, like on days like this, because it just gives the hair that radiance, that little bit of something that makes your hair look extra polished. I did want to include an affordable option for a hair oil. This is also something that I've started to use more recently over the past couple months, and I think it's a really great option for the price point. It's the Bread Hair Oil Everyday Gloss. So it has really nice nourishing oils in it, and it's also very lightweight, non-sticky, doesn't weigh down the hair. So a lot of those characteristics that I feel I get from the Oribe hair oil, I also get from this. If I had to choose between the two, I do personally prefer this, but I think that this one is great too and not nearly as expensive. Okay, that is it for hair favorites. Obviously there's so many other hair care products that I have been obsessing over right now, but I've been talking about them so much. So like the Redken Acidic Bonding Concentrate range that I talked about in my last favorites video, still my current favorite shampoo and conditioner actually. So really no other new updates there, but I am in the process of trying a lot of new products behind the scenes, so we will have more in the future. First skincare favorite is the Cetaphil Redness Relieving Daily Facial Moisturizer with sunscreen. So this is an SPF 20, so unfortunately this is not a sunscreen that I use on its own or would recommend using on its own. Best to aim for at least an SPF 30, if not higher, but the reason I love this is because the tint to it is perfect. I have tried so many tinted sunscreens that are too dark for my skin or lean way too warm and orange. That was a mix between those words. Warm and looks very orange on my skin, and this does still lean slightly warm, but in a much more neutral way than others that I've tried, and I think is perfect. It also does a great job at getting rid of any white cast that your sunscreens may have. So So good. The formulation's also great. It's kind of that lighter weight whipped moussey formulation, but it's hydrating on the skin, looks very nice and healthy, I would say, but isn't too dewy, isn't too mattifying where it would dry out the skin. It's just perfect. So I am hoping and praying every day that they come out with this in an SPF 50. How amazing would that be? Because it is so great, but I've been loving using this as a sunscreen topper while we only have the SPF 20. Next is a sunscreen that I have been loving for the body. This is the Banana Boat Light as Air SPF 50 sunscreen. So it's called their weightless protection sunscreen that they say absorbs quickly and is non-greasy, and I would agree with all of those things. The formulation is so great. I cannot stand a thick, greasy, sticky body sunscreen, and this is just perfect. Very fast drying and then feels like you have nothing on the skin. It's water resistant for 80 minutes, so I have been loving using this when I'm gonna go run or work out outside for some sun protection before my workout. It seriously is so good and very affordable. We love. My next favorite is a product that I swore I had talked about already. I went back to try to find it in previous favorites videos and couldn't, so if I have mentioned this already, I apologize, but if not, which I don't think I have, now's the time because I've been in love with this for well over a year. So this is the COSRX Advanced Snail 92 All-in-One Cream, and it has 92% snail mucin or snail secretion filtrate in it, which sounds really gross, and when you know that that is what is in this product and you first try the formulation, I will say it takes some getting used to because it's a little slimy, it's a little gross at first, but once you get past that, I think you're gonna fall in love with this because that is what happened with me. I am obsessed, and it's not like it feels slimy on the skin. Once you're blending it in, it feels amazing, honestly. It's lightweight, it has that gel-like formulation that you guys know I am a sucker for. It makes my skin look and feel so soft and smooth and glowy. Oh my gosh, I don't understand, it's like magic. But not only are all of those things true, the other reason why I love this so much is because for me, it really helps to facilitate barrier repair. So when I do have inflamed skin that's really red and reactive, which happens to me often if I have dehydration or flakiness, if I use this either on its own or underneath a thicker moisturizing cream, which I prefer to do in the winter because it is so lightweight, this really helps to speed up that skin barrier healing process for me and get my skin back to a healthy place. So if you have sensitive reactive skin like me, you have to look into this product. It is fabulous. My next favorite is a body care skincare item, and this is the Kopari Coconut Oil Coconut Body Milk. This is such a nice body lotion. I feel like I've tried a lot of body lotions lately that honestly have just been complete flops because they are difficult to blend into the skin, or they're sticky, or they just don't leave my skin feeling properly moisturized and I end up feeling itchy throughout the day, which I cannot stand. This is none of those things. It's so nice. The formulation, I would say, is more like a lotion, but not the lightest weight lotion I've ever tried. So it does leave me feeling moisturized all day, but it's not too heavy, it's not greasy, and it just feels so nice and soft on the skin. It's honestly amazing. Plus the smell is great because it's kind of just like a light, fresh, slightly coconutty smell. Not like fake artificial coconut candy. I have it on my hands now. It smells so good, you guys. I would highly recommend this. I feel like this is a great summertime body lotion because it's not too thick and heavy. Not like a body butter, but still, oh my goodness. You gotta try. Okay, last favorite. I just realized we kind of transitioned from skincare to body care. I mean, you put this on the skin. I never know where to talk about self-tanner. We'll put it here. So this is the Bali Body 1 Hour Express Self Tanner. And this is in the running for my favorite self-tan shade of all time. It is absolutely beautiful. It gives you the most gorgeous deep tan that does lean slightly warm but is not orange looking on the skin. Something about it just makes the skin look luminous, like you just came back from a vacation. I feel like it's one of the most natural, but what word am I trying to say? Not powerful. Like, it looks natural as far as the depth of color and the tone of color, but it gives you a really nice deep color. It's not like it's a light, barely there kind of self-tanner. She's there, but she's beautiful. The formulation is also great because it's a really lightweight kind of mousse where it almost is like shaving cream and it dries down instantly and you only have to leave it on for around 4 hours, at least for me, to get max color. So great if you also, like me, hate leaving self-tanners on for 8 hours. That traps you to your house. Nobody wants to do that. So I showed you guys this in my last self-tan showdown video. I will list that below if you haven't seen that yet. If you want to see this in action, see my before and afters, and see how this compares to a lot of the other popular self-tanners that I put it to the test against. But this is so amazing. Next, I have 2 different bodysuits from Abercrombie. I have been obsessed with Abercrombie lately, you guys. I feel like they're my favorite retailer of the moment because they have really good stuff that is good quality but not too expensive, and it's just very, very on trend yet basic, which is my kind of thing. I don't like anything that's too trendy that I'm not gonna be able to wear like 6 months from now. I'm such a core kind of staple classic basics gal. Like, that's my whole closet. So this first bodysuit is like a double V. So the front and back both have a V, but it's not too deep of a V. It's not like it's plunging or anything. And it is just so pretty. I mean, I know that this is nothing groundbreaking. We've all seen a black bodysuit before, but I feel like the quality is great. And something about the way that this is structured, I feel like it just makes the body look right, if you know what I mean. And the other one that I got that I am equally as obsessed with is this ribbed bodysuit. So this one has just more of a subtle scoop in both the front and the back. It's this awesome tan color, which I've been obsessed with, and it is ribbed. Again, very comfortable, good weight to the material, just nice quality, and looks so cute with a pair of ripped jeans. I love. All right, last category of favorites is just going to be everything else. So let's start off with the 2 books that I have. The first being Someone We Know. So this is by, is it Shari Lapena? We'll just go with that. She's the author of The Couple Next Door. So if you're familiar with that, same author. And I feel like this little blurb on the back describes it perfectly. It says, "No one does suburban paranoia like Shari Lapena." It's just that suburban thriller where you think you're starting off in this quintessential perfect neighborhood and then things start going awry. So set in upstate New York. I'll just read a couple things from the back quickly. So it says a teenager has been sneaking into houses and onto their computers, learning their secrets, maybe sharing some of them. Anonymous letters are starting to be received in the neighborhood, and a woman who lives down the street is found dead. So that is kind of the premise of how the book starts. And then of course you're trying to figure out what's going on with the teenager sneaking into houses, what are the letters for, how did the woman die? Really good one. The other favorite that I have may feel so random for me, but I feel like I saw so many people posting about this on Instagram that I was like, I need to just try and see what the hype is all about. And it was honestly so interesting. I flew through this. So it's called Down the Rabbit Hole by Holly Madison, Curious Adventures and Cautionary Tales of a Former Playboy Bunny. I feel like I was a little bit after the time of Playboy Bunny. Like, I was too young to really appreciate things like Girls Next Door, which was the TV show about the Playboy Mansion, or really any of that. Like, when it was in its prime, I was just way too young. So it was so fascinating to read about this through the lens of someone who was dating Hugh Hefner, who lived in the house and went through that whole experience, and just how that played out for her. It's definitely not, it's not like it's the most well-written book of our generation. That's definitely not the point, but I do think that it's a great story and just so interesting to hear from one of the women's perspectives. Obviously, it's just one perspective, but it kind of lifts the curtain on the facade of the Playboy brand and the Playboy Mansion. So a little spicy read there for that one. 2 more random favorites. First is something that I got off of Amazon. Are We Shocked by the Pale Pink? This is just a mouse pad, and I really like this because as I kind of bounce around and work around in different spots in my apartment, like if I'm trying to work on the island, I was just trying to use books as mouse pads before. Books do not work great as a mouse pad, so really nothing to say here about this. It's just your run-of-the-mill mouse pad, but I like how big it is, and I love the pale pink. They do have other colors, but what's wrong with this? What's wrong with pale pink? I think it's the best. And my last favorite is also from Amazon. If it looks dirty, it's because it is. I just drank iced coffee out of this. This is technically a beer mug, but I have been loving using this for iced coffee. I love just a clear glass like this for iced coffee. I think it's so pretty to look at, but it's also the perfect size for it. I mean, it's just great. Again, really not much to say about a cup, but if you want something that could be used for beer and iced coffee. These are great. And that is the last item, meaning we have officially made it to the end of my April and May favorites. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and would love to hear in the comments below, are you going to try something that I talked about in this video? Do we have a favorite in common? Is there a favorite that you are obsessed with that I didn't talk about that I need to know about? Let me know in the comments below. And again, if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up along with that comment, because all of those things help me out so much. My next video will be up in a few days, so stay tuned for that. But until then, I hope you have a great few days.